So there's been 2 trades played. That long's been played. That there down 38 through was actually that 50 there. Then that goes through all the way to the -1, but it's actually a 50 of this full range. So then, drawing the full fib, if we're going to short and not put in the high to high, you'd expect the 38s, and then if it breaks the 38s, it's going to come down into the full, which is 541s. Play this a little bit different. I'm going to go with small contracts off that. I'm not guaranteed that it's going to hit, but it's one of 2 ways here. It either continues and we hold, we hold shorts, and we do carry on through to that 50, or we fail shorts and we go through to, I'll go through to 731, 732s. So obviously I'm not dead set either way. I'm just going to look to play both sides. Because obviously if, let's say this is plan A that I'm in now, if plan A fails, by the time it's failed, my probability in terms of the long level hitting drastically increase. Fighting that 5-minute VWAP on that level. I want to see this push through. If we're going to take that full 50, I want to see it push through. I'm going to take my risk off. So I would have liked to have seen it push through there and then. I don't want it to run those lower time frame VWAPs again. I want to see it push through. Okay. Finally, we're pushing through. Some continuation now. No continuation. Pivot strong. Let's see how strong it pivots. Essentially, when you play it like this, when it's sort of teasing in between, as long as you get that your entry is okay there and the size is okay, then you can cover it. It doesn't mean to say that this bottom isn't going to hit. It just means to say you've played it without risk. Because usually when you're playing like the -23 longs, you're waiting for it to burst the tops. You don't really have time to do that. You don't have the range to cover your trade. You can't cover your entry with your stop. As per theme at the minute, it's just fell into some shitty PA. Looks so weak. Looks so weak though. I'm gonna take a loss on this. I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna take a loss if there's a loss. If there's a loss to come, I'm gonna go up a bit more. For me to get in. Check that level. Where did it? 38. Oh, you divvy. Way too late on that.
Order filled.
But it did go after some messing about. It's not hit yet. It'll hit in a minute. So all it's done is we have pulled short as much as it messes about. We've pulled short 50% of that range. So now we just don't want to look for any more short longs, whether it be hitting this 50, this is to put in. Is we'll try and find some structure to go long. It's not hit that level yet for me. It's not hit 541s for me yet. There we go. Now it's hit the halfway back. are we there? 50s, 50 points, 100 point loss from there. What do I need in there? 33s, 5 minute. 15 moving now, isn't it? Really moving. 70s, 50s. I'm going to come down to that 78s. Come down to this level, I'm going to take a blind sniper one contract to try and play that structure play back up. See, there'll be about 150. There'll be about 150 risk in dollars. If you want to be more assured in terms of like statistics and stuff, then obviously weight your structure. I want it to take that 7. I want it to take that. I want it to take that 72, 78. Is that my bottom? I don't know. Rather it not be. I'd rather it not be the bottom there. More assured if we do actually take that 78. Obviously, two things to note, guys. In profit, so I've got profits to risk. Also, I'm in a combine. If we set up decent on the and we put in the structure for the longs, obviously at that point I'll add, and it's fair enough. Bottom side of -23, VWAP as target, etc., etc., all of that. 38, 38 there. Oh, no, what's the one that one's 36? Insane move. Insane. Otherwise, it'll be pointless. What do I say about that 3 o'clock? Half an hour after the open. If we've got a trend, the 3 o'clock will often pivot it. This will be really frustrating if it runs my target now and it's not filled me again, and I'm only going to get $35. But it is what it is. It is what it is if that's the case. Because you could run the low to low 50. It's like your second most, dare I say, conservative, but it's so volatile. Market really has pushed short hard there without an answer. So what I'd rather do is, if it's going to give me this, which is if it's super strong, it should close me out. Probability wise, it should close me out in the 38. And then even if we are short and it wants to short off that level, then that's fine. That's no problem. We can run into this 25.334. Utopia would have been fill me, run that, and then run that, or set up the structure long and get them both, and then we just win all the trades and get decent returns. Worst case would be it just dropping its ass out now and just dropping its ass out, really. Because like I said, it was a sniper. It was a pull of the trigger without seeing any structure or really running off any levels other than just this range 78. That was it. But either way now, it's very unlikely that we'll get Utopia, because if it comes down now, I'm just going to expect it to keep dropping down, and it's, to fill me and run back. Doubt it, because where's my buy here? 380s, and it comes so close. We're already 80 points above. It's absolutely flown. It's like a 300 drop. 3 o'clock's hit. It's jumped up 80 points. So now I'm just waiting to see if we're actually going to put in the structure of what I want to see, which is, there's your little fib there. That low puts in that high, which does all of that. So you draw that low to that low. And if you want to be conservative on the pivot, you go 38 on the low to low.
Order filled.
Okay. So the couple of trades earlier on you're not seeing, which were fairly decent. The open one where I got stopped and then it ran anyway, which is frustrating, but is what it is. And this one and all frustrating. So close. Because that would have been 30 plus 90, 180. That would have been just a $200 trade just off that, which would have been really nice. But I didn't panic there because I've started using this ATR on here. 40, we're at 40 ATR on the 5-minute candle. You can see there, you can all add this. It's really, really, really easy. You click on indicators, you type in ATR, and you add that one, average true range. And if you've got it in a 5-minute chart and it's tanking or it's rocketing really, really, really high, if we get into the 40, we come up to the 40 point, 40 to 50, 60, but 40 for this scenario, that's at the point where you're starting to push the extremes of the range of the 5-minute candle, so it will want to change direction and pivot. And that's exactly what it's done. And not only is it exactly what it's done in terms of that indicator, don't ignore it now because I'm on the 1 minute, it's done it right on the stroke of the hour, which is, I'm just kicking myself thinking, you should have just bought there, you should have just added it in, because you know it can do that. Straight up to VWAP, zero structure to the upside. So what do I expect? Either or. What have we hit? We've hit that 23. Where's the 38? The 38's there at 5568. At some point, it's going to start coming down, and it's going to carry on going short, or it's just going to be a structure play into something to keep us going long. How can I be safer on this? I can be safer on this. Oh, God, it's fucking running in it. Of course it is. During the full fib, I'm watching it come up and hit this 25544s. What a couple of crazy moves. And then on the flip side, look at that. Look at that. Jesus. All right, I'm expecting to see at least the 23 get put in here. So I am going to short here. And if it fails, what will the next level be? If that's one, it's where is it? It's in there. It's hiding in there. Sell to. Limit sell to there. But then if that goes up to there, of course, you've then got to move that up, which then changes your level of what you're trying to hit. But what we've done is we've dropped like a rock. So what it's not going to do, it's not going to go straight up all the way up there like a rocket without putting in structure. That I can tell you. I can tell you as clear as fucking nightfall as day. Where do I get a line? There. It's not going to do that. But we can't go crazy on size because you obviously need to try and grab the levels. No. But you can piss off. Like the Renko chart. Absolutely insane. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Unanswered down, unanswered up. Wow. Where am I going to bust this? Pretty much right at the top. And where is the continuation? It's there at 571s, but you'd expect a 537s versus what you're getting is really adding up at the minute. It's 73s. That's your 23s. That's your 23%. So that's like the minimum at whatever point it decides to do it. Let's say that's the point that it's got to come to hit. Absolutely, I would just get out at that break-even point. Me though, I'm going to try and push it a little bit further. I want to see it come down here. I want to see it come down to 39s. I'm going to try and push most of them off at VWAP. The 1 minute VWAP, 15 second is about the ultimate target, and then the 5 and the 1 is there. So that would have been your point to get out. Why is my computer taking a fucking age? And that is why you've just got that jump there. You've just got that jump there because, come on mate, it's fucking lagging like fuck. It hit that 30, it hit that 23 look. 25572, it hit. So it's at that stage, it's hit that point that it would have needed to have hit before it wants to continue long. So if you didn't want to take the risk and you didn't get out there, you've got to now like hold your hands up and say, shit, I should have got out there. But I'm just rolling. I'm rolling the dice because I'm in a combine. One of my 45s. Dipping off 45s. 45s dipping off. Why is that? Honestly, expected nothing less from you, John. Great time now to get out. You're well in profit.
Order filled.
Because then that one's covered. Really sure why I took those 6 off, if I'm honest. Now you'd want to take your profit, right? So you don't want any dicking about off the VWAP. So if you want to take it, you take it. I'm pushing those 38s on these contracts on the 2 that I've got left running. John, you're doing the same. Jamie, I'm not sure if you're in on this. You've been following, you've played the same way, I don't know. Let me know if you are, let me know how you're doing. Hopefully you're all good as we're coming into that 38 at 255, whatever that is. 44s, no, 40s. Well done, mate. Well done. Very nice. Very nice. Over the 150 points, so that's perfect. VWAP, look. VWAP holding. You see it bouncing off it there. So if VWAP holds, it can run the 78. And then it could probably give a bit more, you know, share to the downside. But it has technically given you your structure now. So you see how that's just had a straight drop, and I said, this is not going to go, it's not going to go like that. Well, there you go, it hasn't. But fuck me, man, did it stretch its legs? It wasn't until 240 points. It wasn't until we got up on this graph down here, an ATR, I said anything above 40s, or 46 there, before it gave the pivot. Start to pivot. Go on then, run it now. And stop or pivot off the TP here and stop and hover at the 78s, because obviously we've only got 20 minutes really where it's going to move. Order filled. Beautiful. Some hairy ones today, some funny ones. Didn't lose a single one though, but it took some managing. Wasn't pretty. That first one, stop at break even. Should have let it run. Should have left the risk on the table. The second one, so close to hitting my TP, which would have been a lovely win. And then back on the shorts, we went short from 50s, and then it went 60s, 70s, like almost 70s. But it was the ATR eventually, ultimately, which sort of give it its pivot. Which you'll remember the point when I said, fuck that stop, move that stop can go away, I'm going to enter again. And that's why. First of all, because I said it's not going to do that, we know it's not going to do that, and the ATR was telling me it was due its pivot. So there we are. A lot of stuff in there, a lot of education, a lot of surprising risk management stuff in there, but we've bagged. Jamie's got his money. He's done his threshold. He's 150. What are you saying, John? So you're typing away. That's big, man. It's nice. That's nice. Perfect, mate. Perfect. You just kind of need. Has it helped you? Because I know, John, you're in 150s anyway, same as me. But Jamie, has it helped that you're watching me in a 50k, or does it not make any difference? Because obviously I'm trading the same size as you here, like the exact same size. We've got the exact same margins. I can only lose I've only got $2,000 to lose, or I'm fucked. I'm fucked if I lose $2,000. I'll see how it goes. I'll see how it goes in them. But ultimately, I'm just sort of thinking, I'm not loving, like, putting contracts on and taking sometimes $60 in because I passed another combine as well. Amazing, mate. Amazing. And this is what I'm just about to say to you. I'm literally coming on to that. So, okay, one account, if you play it properly, you only should really, if you're looking at a trade strategy, you may be in 1 to 3 contracts. In such a scenario like this, okay, I'm going in heavier because I'm so assured that we are going to get that specific level. The minimum level was there, and then my TP level was there, so I played a bit of a take most of them off, run the others to fine. But when you've got more than one and you're making 150, you've got 2. So if you're making 150, you're making $300, mate. If you end up having 5, and then you can play the 1 and 2 contracts, your risk is better. You're not blowing accounts. You can take a loss and not shit yourself. And then on a good day, you can make $1,000 in nothing, in no time. And it's quite cheap to do that. It's quite a lot of money to do it with a 150k. It's quite frustrating. It's quite time consuming as well. Even though you've got more capital, more size, to do the $9,000. So I'm thinking I'm going to try. I'm thinking this anyway at the minute. I'm going to try and string a load of 50k's, get 5 top step, get 5 TraderFi ones, see if I can get 10, and I'll start trying to get these ATR scalps. And then obviously our other negative 23 pushers. It just means that we won't have to risk as much. Yeah, mate. That was a good scenario. That was a real good example of it. Just when you know it's going to eventually do it, you've put. But imagine if we'd have gone 3 or 4 or 5 initially. Let's say 5, and then I'd have gone 5 there, 10. I'd have been absolutely shitting it up here because it would have only had to go up here and fill this gap, and I'd have been bust. And then you know what it would have done? It would have gone in there and fucking done the thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Size is key. When you've got your funded accounts as well, like, okay, in your combine, do what you want. Try to have the same attitude as your Express, but when you're in your Express, link them together, go 1 or 2 contracts. Because if you go in one contract and your take profit says $60, your brain's going to go, that's not enough money. I need $150 minimum, or I'm not even going to get a day registered. Doesn't matter, because if it comes away from you 20, 30, 40, 50 points, you press 1 again. Then all of a sudden your take profit isn't $60, it's $160. So if it hits on $60, you just go, oh, that's annoying. But then if it comes away from you and you enter again 1, and then it goes and it hits you $160, you go, fantastic. Far better that way than going in 5 or 3, seeing it's going to get you $200, but then it drops away from your 50 points. You haven't got another 5 contracts to go in because it's not a big enough account. So yeah, perfect, mate. It sounds like it's all clicking for you. Sounds like it's all starting to make sense in your mind, which is great. Oh, and there we are. And there we are. We've come down to that 50 mint. Good. It's done what I thought it would do. We're about to run out of time. It's just going to sit inside here now, and it's just going to consolidate. We're not going to run this. We're not going to run this either way. It wasn't a bad day in the end. It was pretty good. For a 50k, I think I'm about 800 up, so it's okay. Oh, mate, massively a long game. The accumulation's mad as well. The accumulation is crazy because you think, oh, I'm not earning anything. And when you know, if you can do it for a month, if you think about it over a month, what you earn in a day, oh, I do $60 to $150 on one account. Over a month, that's huge. But then if you've got 2 accounts, even if it's like 3-5 grand, you got 2 accounts, it's literally double that. And if you play the long game, you are risk averse, so you don't blow your accounts, so you keep your accounts. Unlike me yesterday, but that's because I YOLO'd. That's fine, because I'll just pass some more accounts and I'll just go again and sort my shit out. But you get the gist. Once you've got them, especially if you get 5 stringing together, mate, keep your size down. Play the long game. When you get your 5 150Ks, and then after that, it doesn't matter. If you only earn 100, and even if you had 5 accounts, there's not 100 anymore. It's 500. Your 200s is now 1,000. It's great. And you might think, oh, but it doesn't work like that because I've got to hit a certain threshold in my account before I can take any money out. Otherwise, I'm not going to have enough to trade. Well, then you only need to take really 1,000 out of the accounts for it to mean something. Because if you're trading that small of a size, then you pass a combine which you need 3,000 for. But then if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 expressors, whatever you've got, if you build up 2,000 in them and you are joining them up, so you're only making, you get the odd days of 150, 200, 300, whatever, but then all the other days are 60 to 100, just shy of 150, doesn't matter because that will add up to 2,000 so quick. Then all you do is take 1,000 out. 1,000 is 1,000 in 1, 2,000 in 2, 3,000 in 3. You know what I mean? It's just playing the numbers game. It's just playing the numbers game, and that is the key, mate. The long game. Just play the long game. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is just going wild. If we had more time, if it wasn't the time it was and we were just coming into the New York Open, the way this is moving, I would love to play it. But we know what happens in 10 minutes, so I'm not going to. Because I'll just end up giving some of the money we've earned back. So let's not do that either. That's another rule that we should abide to. Okay, guys. That was decent in the end. I will catch you. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take it easy. That was fun.